I hope most of you are aware Power BI has two types. One is Power BI desktop. Second one is, sorry, spelling mistake. One is Power BI desktop. Second one is Power BI services. So first one is Power BI desktop. Second one is Power BI services. Power BI desktop is totally free of cost. You can go to app.powerbi.com. You can download and you can start using it. No need to pay anything for it. It's free of cost. I think the Power BI is an app which is available. You have to download it. You have to install it. I think you already downloaded, you already installed it. And there is one more thing called as Power BI services. We'll see about services today. I think in the basics, we need to explore more on services. Today we will see more on services. So we will start with this Power BI desktop. So we are going to start with the Power BI desktop. So let us open the Power BI desktop now. Go to the search box and you can type Power BI desktop here. Or if you are already installed, I made a shortcut key for this. I made this on the startup screen itself. It's available on the startup screen. So you can just go to the search box and I go to this Power BI. You can make a right click on it and you can put it onto your taskbar, or you can put it onto the start bar also. Either you can put it on the task. Pin to task means it will be available on your taskbar. Pin to start means it will be available on the starting here. When you start, it will be available here, somewhere else here. So since I am using Power BI more frequently, I already pinned it. If you are not pinned it, you can pin it. You can pin this. So I think I already pinned it. So let me go to start. Click on Power BI desktop. Okay. So the Power BI desktop is getting opened here. This is your welcome screen. On the welcome screen, you can see home, open, sign out, options and settings, and about. On the right hand side, you should get this. Your name should be available on the right hand side. That means you are already signed in. If you are not signed in, please do sign in with your email ID and password, which we are doing it in all the Microsoft Office tools. I think you would have already signed in. And we can you can check our version just by going to about, or you can open your blank report also. As of now, let us start with the blank report. So I click on the blank report now. One more option is available to check the version. Can you tell me who have attended the basics? They would have been aware of it. How do you check the one is I can check the version on the welcome screen. There is an about available. But how do we check the version here after coming to the screen? Go to help. Under help, you have an option called as about. So where we can see our versions. Either you should have at least May 2026 or June 2026. We're all using June. Yes. Oh, you got updated. Very good, very good. So that means you are all using May. So you two using old version. Okay. Fine. So let us see a very short introduction, because in the basics I would have took more time on this. Maybe more than half an hour I would have took to give an introduction, but I don't want to take more time on this because we have to cover so many topics. Of course, on the top, you can see your file name and software name. This is your title bar. Below this area is called as ribbons. So this one, we call it as ribbon. This is available in the basic video also, but still I'm giving a short introduction. And this one, file, is called as office button. Home, insert and modeling are all called as tabs. This one, we call it as tab. And you will see one more tab available here, that is called as contextual tab. So you will get a contextual tab here. And these are all called as groups. This clipboard and data are all called as group. Don't worry, I will repeat it during the session. Go to the tab, go to the group. And these are all called as groups. And this one, these are all the items which we call it as comments. These are all called as comments. Okay. So entire area is the ribbon. Each item available on the ribbon is called as tab. You will get a special tab called as contextual tab. Below that, the clipboard data are all called as groups. And below the groups, we can see this are all called as comments. And 5 tabs are available. Maybe 5 views are available on the left-hand side. I don't know. In the basics, we have used all the views. I hope we should have used 2 views at least. In the basics, Power BI, we should have used the 2 views. The first view is the visual, where we can create the visual. Second view is where we can see our table. Third view is our relationship. I think we would have covered the relationship in the basics also. Today also we'll see about the basics. So this is our relationship view. And there is one more view called as DAX. Data Analysis and Expression View. Today we will explore that data analysis and expression. Table Model Definition Language, TMDL. Assume I have 2 or 3 tables. Visually I want to connect 2 or 3 tables. Then we can go for this relationship view. Visually if you want to connect. If you want to connect the 2 tables through a language, through a coding, then we can use this TMDL view. To connect 2 or 3 tables. I have 2 or 3 tables. I want to connect 2 or 3 tables and I want to create a report. There are 2 methods. One is visually you can use this relationship and connect it. Second one is through a language, through a coding, we can connect it. We'll see how to connect it. And on the bottom, there are 2 types of layouts. The first layout is your desktop layout. Second layout is your mobile layout. This will be useful when you publish the report. I'm publishing the report and I'm sharing the report to others. How they are going to view my report. Whether they are going to view it on my desktop or they are going to view it on your mobile. I think you would have noticed the website. If you open the same website in your desktop, the layout will be different. Same website, if you open it in your mobile, the layout will be different. Correct? Same like you can do it. Today we will explore that. How to use the mobile layout, how to use the desktop layout also. And this entire area put together. Yes, I think basic user, you can tell me what is the technical name for this? Canvas. Very good. The entire area is called as Canvas. And we'll have some pages available here. By default, there is 1 page and we'll have some pages. And in the latest version, May month, there is a small updation in these pages. When you make a right click on the pages, you will see one new update called as landing page, which may not be available. Even the same Power BI session last month, this option is not available. Set a landing page. What is that landing page? I will explain today. This is a new feature. Even the basics of Power BI also we would have not covered it. This has been added only in the May month. Maybe you will not get that set landing pages. Old version you will not get that. I will explain what is that landing page later, not today. Maybe today evening or tomorrow morning we'll see that. And 3 tabs are available on the right side. Filter, visualization, data. 3 types of filtering. One is filtering a visual. You can filter a particular visual. Second one is you can filter a particular page. I don't know whether we have used the particular page in my basics. Particular visual we would have covered. Today also we will cover it. And filter all the pages. Suppose I have 10 pages. All the 10 pages has to be filtered. One click. Suppose I want to see 2026 report in all the pages. When I click 2026, all the pages 2026 has to be filtered. All the pages. Or in a particular page it has to be filtered. Particular visual it has to be filtered. Okay. So this is 3 types of filtering. And you will have 3 types of visual effects here. First one is creating the visual. This one is for creating the visual. Basic user, can you tell me what is the second tab here? What is the second used for? Formatting the visual. Very good. First one is for creating the visual. Second one is for formatting the visual. You will have one more that we would have not covered in the basics also. This is for analyzing the visual. Fixing the target, forecasting. If you want to forecast something, my 10-month sales is like this. How will be my 11th month sales? Forecasting, you can have this analysis. And You will not get anything on the analysis as of now because we didn't create any visual. After creating the visual, you will get that analysis. Now the analysis will be empty because we didn't create a visual. If you have created the visual, the analysis will appear. I will tell you how to create the visual, how to use the analysis. Of course, the last one is your data, where you can see all your column names will be available. All your column names will be available. Using the column names, how you see it on your Excel pivot, all your column names will be displayed. You have to drag and drop and you have to create a report. Okay. And I believe everyone knows this. This is plus and minus, which is used for zoom in and zoom out. Okay. This is the introduction of Power BI. I did it very fastly. Normally in the basics, it would have took at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes to explain everything. But here I have given very simple introduction about what are all the elements and components available in Power BI. Okay. Now, what are we going to do? Let us take the file, open that folder. Under the folder, there is a very big file available. Invoice profitability analysis. Just open that file. It's a CSV file. You can open the CSV file in Excel. You can open the CSV file in Notepad. You can open the CSV file in web browser. You can open the CSV file in PDF or anything. There is a CSV file available. Please open that CSV file. I'm opening an CSV file here. There are some columns of invoice number, invoice date, customer type, division, product line, department, transaction, currency, payment mode. It goes for a very big table here. And this data is too large also. It's going more than 3,30,000. There are more than 3,30,000 rows available in this table. Okay. So this table, we are going to bring this table into our Power BI. One table, first we'll start with one table, then we'll see how to bring the multiple table, multiple sheets. This table I want to bring it. But when I do this, I think it's having more than from 2011 till 2026, 31/3/2026, the data are available. So using the parameter, we are going to say, I am going to load only a particular data to my Power BI and we are going to create some visual. So in this chapter, we are going to see how to import the data, how to set a parameter for the data, how to use RLS. How to use RLS. Role level security. What is that role level security? Suppose I am publishing this report and I am sharing the report. Someone is within India. I am sharing the report who is in India. For them, only that INR payment will be visible. Someone else who is in US, I am sharing this report. They can see only the report of USD. So it automatically sets that RLS, role level security. RLS. So this is the chapter which we are going to see now. First, let us see how to get this data into Power BI. We'll create some 2 or 3 visuals. After creating 2 or 3 visuals, then we'll see about the parameter. Then we'll see about RLS. Yes. It's better to close this Excel file. Just I opened and checked what is the data available. Let me close this. How can I close the Excel file? Control W. Very good. Control W is the shortcut key for closing a particular file. Don't close the entire Excel application. Close only the particular file. Because if you close the entire Excel application, it may slow down your system speed. So I'm going to close the particular file. I don't want to save it because I didn't do any changes on it. So don't save. There are 5 workflows available in Power BI. I think basics we would have said it. But still very fastly I will repeat it again. There are 5 workflows. Any idea? What are all the 5 workflows? Basic users. What is the first level of workflow? First level we have to get the data. From where we will get the data? Any data source in the world. First we are going to get the data. Second, after getting the data, could you tell me what we will do now? Transform the data. Cleaning, what you said is correct. Cleaning up the data, transforming the data. Where we will transform the data? Power Query. Very good. After transforming the data, then we have to load the data. Where we will be loading the data? We will be loading the data into Power BI desktop. After loading the data, we have to create a report based on the data. Where we will be creating the report? We will be creating the report once again in Power BI desktop. After loading, after creating the report, we have to publish it. Where do we publish it? We will be publishing in Power BI services. Okay. So let us start from get. So always get it, transform it and load it. I think we have a new updation in getting the data. New updation in getting the data. Old version, there is some changes. May month, the screen, some screen has changed in this get data. Okay, so we are going to get the data. Now we are going to get the data from CSV file. Then we will transform the data. Then we'll load the data. Then report it. Then publish it. So these are all the things we are going to do. First, let us see how to get the data. Open an Power BI now. So let us open the Power BI. Please do practice with me. If you are facing any challenges, stop me and ask me there itself. So get data. Maybe your screen, there will be some changes in the latest version. In the get data, you may see some changes. It will ask you for the preview of the latest one, preview of the old one also. So let me go to the get data. Under get data, so from where we are going to get the data? To get the data, there are 3 or 4 methods available. You can go to the file. Under file, there is an option of getting the data, or else you can go to the Home tab. There is an option available called as get data, or else we have an option available here for getting the data, or else we have an option available here for getting the data also. 4 methods available. File, get data, home, get data, canvas, get data, data, get data. You can use any one of the 4 options here. Maybe if you would have attended the same Power BI session in the April month, May month, this option may not be available there. This is not there. We had only 3 options in the older version. Older version means maybe the April or May. So this may not be there in the older version. This has been updated in the newer version. So you can use any one of the feature. Go to File, Get Data, Home, Get Data, or Get Data here, or Get Data here. So I recommend to go with the second one, Get Data. Could you tell me from where we are going to get the data? Text or CSV. Click on Text or CSV. So I click on Text or CSV. You can see, maybe I think the old version people, you would have not seen this screen, correct? Your screen, there will be a new changes on your screen. Are you getting the screen or still you are getting the older screen? Old screen only. No, straight away, this is the old bed. This one is, but you will get some option. Then you have to update the option. So actually, this is a new screen which has been updated very recently. Maybe you are getting the old screen, fine. What you have to do, it is only one difference here. So this new screen, what is the advantage is I can put my file path straight away here, or I can browse it and find it. But in your system, it straight away goes to the browse. That's the old one. So this is the latest one, latest get data. They are making this get data. Still, it's in the preview mode. So now what I will do is I will click on the browser. I think for you, it straight away goes to the browse. So let me click on the browse now. And I'm going to select the file. I think this will be available by default on your system. So go to this folder and I select that file. The file is invoice profitable analysis. Select the file. If you are not getting that window, okay, that's on the preview mode now. So select browse and select the file and click on open. Click on open. It will go to the navigator screen. On the navigator screen, you would have got three options, right? You would have got, maybe this will be different. You would have got three options on the navigator screen. I will show you how your option will be available. So I'm doing it in Excel and I will show it here. So I'm selecting the file, browse, and I'm selecting the file. It will go to the navigator screen, correct? In the navigator screen, you will be getting this option, correct? Your option shows like this. You will have three options here. One is loading, another one is transforming, another one is cancelling. Loading means straight away it will load into Power BI. Transforming, it will go to Power Query and from there we can load it. Cancel means of course coming out of it. I recommend always to go with transform data, because in transformation we have a tool for checking our column quality. So I recommend to go with the transform data. Please go with transform data. So let us click on transform data. Please do click on transform data. Don't load it. Please go to load it means if there is some problem, there is an error and this file is too big. I don't want to load the entire file. So that are all the things we can do it in Power Query. So click on transform data. Don't click on load. Please click on transform data. That's what I am going to do here. Transform data. In the latest version, I have an option available here where I can see load and transform. It's available as a menu here. It's in the preview. I click on transform data. After this, it will be similar. Transform data. Now it will land into the Power Query. It has landed into the Power Query now. Okay. Could you tell me? I will tell you. So could you tell me what are all the things we have to check in your Power Query? First thing you have to check your data is whether your data is green or not. Whether your data is green. If your data is not green, at least it should not be red. No reds. What is that green? What is the red? How to check the green? How to check the red? I will explain next time. Second, you have to check whether your heading is correct. Third, you have to check whether your data type is right. These are all the things I think we have spent more time on the basics. Headings, how to correct the headings, how to correct the data types. Literally, we have spent more than half a day on this, checking the grain, checking the heading, checking the data type. Fourth one, remove the unwanted. You have to remove the unwanted rows and columns and cells. First, you have to check whether your data is green. Second, you have to check whether your heading is correct. Third, you have to check whether there is a data type is correct. And the last one is remove the unwanted. You have to remove the unwanted rows or columns. Okay. So how can I check whether my data is green? How can I check the heading? How can I check the data type? How can I remove the unwanted? To check the data type as green, here you can see below the every rows, there is some color available here. You will get three colors here. When I place you are not able to get these colors: valid, errors, empty. Basic Power BI would have got it, but here we are not able to get it. The reason is to check the column quality. When I place the cursor on the green or a gray, it will show you how many data are valid, how many data are error, how many data are empty. So, but how do I get this valid, error, empty here? I can place the cursor and I can see one method, but I want to see this valid, error, empty straight away here. Go to the View tab, under View tab. When I go to the View tab, under View tab, there is a checkbox available called as Column Quality. If we enable the checkbox, then that green, gray, red will be available. Correct? There is a red, actually. Row, there is a red. because the date they would have not entered properly. That problem can be solved only if there is a red. There will be three colors here. Green means no problem. Gray means there is a problem which we can solve it. If there is a problem in the red, that means the problem is in your source data. You have to change only your source data. The problem is in your source data. Okay. Yes? Green. But for me, I don't know whether my date format is. Color green. For me, it's red. With DMY formats, because of CSV, there may be some problem. Okay, we'll solve it. Date format may be different. DMY, MDY, because of a CSV, there may be some problem in your date. But by default, I think here when I place the cursor on this, it says there are 1000 rows valid, there are 0 errors, there are 0 empties here. 1000 valid, but I have more than 1000 rows in my source data. More than 1000 is available in my source data. So, but how do we check the entire data set? Yes. Basic users, tell me how can it is by default it is checking only the 1000 rows. By default, Power Query will check only the first 1000 rows. But I want to check the entire data set. Could you tell me how can I check the entire data set? What is the easiest or what is the method to check the entire data set? I want to check I have more than 3 lakh rows. It has to check the entire 3 lakh rows. So on the bottom you can see there is an option available. Column proofing based on top 1000 rows or column proofing is based on the entire data set. So if I click on the entire data set, now it will check the column proofing for all the 3 lakh rows, but it will take some time. 1000 means it will be very faster. 3 lakh means it will take some time to check it because it has to check for the entire 3 lakh rows. So your column proofing will be checked for the entire 3 lakh rows. So it will take more time to do that because your data set is very large means it will take more time to do that. So you have to click here and either you have to select the column proofing on the top 1000 rows or you have to check for the entire data set. Entire data set means it will check your column data for the entire data set, total data set. Okay, but it will take some time because this data is too large. It will take some time to load it. If you select as of now, it will be more time because it's more than 3 lakh. As of now, 1000 is okay because 3 lakh means it will take more time. Error would have increased because there may be some problem in that.
Sir, I could not get any error from the invoice date.
Because your date format may be different. What is the date format you are having? DMY or MDY? I am also getting DMY, that's an error. So this date format.
He's not having any errors.
No errors. Straight away it is showing as 100%.
Which format is this? I am also getting the same format, DMY. But this error cannot be solved here. This error can be solved only in the CSV. Gray means you can solve it here. Red, no other go. Either you have to solve it on the source or you have to remove that error. That's the only way to do it. So how do we remove the error is, you can see Power Query will give you the suggestion. When you place the cursor, you can see it showing there are 266 errors appearing. So you have to remove the errors because of some CSV date format. If it is a Excel, we can change it. We can download it into Excel and we can change it. I will tell you how to change it in Excel. But CSV, as of now, if there is a error, no other go. You have to go and remove the errors only. CSV, you cannot solve it. You can convert it as a Excel and we can solve it. Probably that chapter I will cover it in the later part. It's a part of Excel. So as of now, if you have a red, please try to remove that red. So I'm removing the error. Either place the cursor, Power Query will give the suggestion for removing the error, or go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, you can see there is an option Remove Rows. Under Remove Rows, you can see there is an option called as Remove Errors. So either you have to go to the Remove Rows and remove the errors, or place the cursor and remove the errors if you are finding an error. There is no error, you can leave it. The Excel owner will change it and will try to load it again. Okay, or we'll use some other file which doesn't have a error also. Okay, so I think, I don't know, this will take more time if I start explaining this applied steps. These are all the very, very, very important topic in the basics. In applied steps, I think we have spent more than 1 day on this applied step. Most of the applied steps, we have spent more time on this. Applied step is a very, 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 very important feature. Whatever the steps you are doing, that will be noted by Power Query here. Power Query will take a note of all your steps here. All the steps will be noted here step by step in Power Query. If you don't want the last step to be applied, you can remove that error also. You can remove that error. If the last step is not applied, you can remove the error. And there will be one more button called as gear symbol where we can modify your steps. There will be a button for removing the error. There will be a button for modifying your steps. Two options will be available under the applied steps. Two options will be available. One is for removing the last step. Another one is for modifying your last step. So maybe whenever time permits, we'll explore this applied steps also later. We'll explore the applied steps later also. So this is how you have to clean up your data. There is so many options available under that cleanup. The basics, I think almost we have covered all the important option here. Home, we have covered all the important options. Choose column, remove columns. We have seen about merge query. We have seen about append query. We have seen about combine files. And we have gone to the transform. Under transform also, almost we have used everything. Text columns, number columns, maybe date columns. Even in add columns also, we have covered everything. Conditional column, custom columns, format, extract, everything we have covered in the basics. All the things I think we have covered in the basics. More than 1.5 day to 1 day we have spent this on Power Query. To clean up your data, to modify your data, to create a formulas and functions in your data. We have used all the features available here. Whenever time permits, I'll try to explain it also. If I start explaining, it will take another half a day to 1 day because so many options are available here. Okay, this is how you have to get the data. You have to clean up your data. If there is a error, if there is a gray, please clean up the data. Then we have to load the data into Power BI. How do we load the data into Power BI is go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, there is something called as Close and Apply. Go to the Home tab. Under Home tab, you can see Close and Apply. And I click on Close and Apply again. Just closing means without applying, closing your file. Without saving, closing your file. Applying means just saving the file without loading. Just it will save, it will not get loaded. But I want to save it and I want to load it to Power BI. Then you have to click this. Close and apply. Yes. Now you can see, please wait for a few seconds. It will get loaded. Apply changes or discard changes. Don't do anything. On the right hand side, you can see your file will get loaded here. Since it's a bigger file, it may take some time to load it. On the right hand side, you will get all your column names available. All your column names will be available on the right hand side here. Yes. So these are all the columns which is available on your source data. So this is how you have to get your data. This is how you have to transform the data. Then you have to load the data. Okay. Please do, who have not attended the Basic Power BI. Please watch that video. We have spent more time on this Power Queries. Power Query, we have spent more time, more than 4-5 hours we have spent it. Please explore it. Because I don't want to take more time on this. If I take more time on this, it will take more time to complete our advanced. So please explore that features. Okay. So this is one topic which we have covered the basics, getting the data, transforming the data, and loading the data. Another topic which we didn't cover in our basics is the merging query. Merging query, there are some new features available which we didn't see it. And about unpivoting columns also which we didn't see. Unpivoting the columns which we didn't see. Merge query which we didn't see. Connection of the multiple tables and other things also which we didn't see. That are all the topics which we are going to cover now. So now, as of now, let us save this file. Now tell me, for example, I didn't transform the data properly. How can I go back to Power Query again? I didn't transform it. I didn't convert my data properly. How do I go back to Power Query again? Where is that edit query? Home tab, we have an option called as transform it. Or else one more method is right click, edit query. So either you have to go to home tab and go to transform, or right click, or you can go to edit query here. It goes back to the Power Query again. But can I see the data here itself? Every time I don't want to go to Power Query and see the data. I want to see the data here itself in Power BI. How do I do it? Table view. There is an option called as table view. Whenever I modify the data in my source, whether the report in Power BI will get updated. Whenever I modify the source, whether the Power BI will get updated. No. What we have to do? We have to refresh it. Suppose now my source now is in D drive. Tomorrow I'm changing this D drive into E drive or OneDrive and changing the location. My location has changed. Now I want to update the location. Could you tell me how do we update the location? My location has changed.
Go to Power Query, source.
You have to go to Power Query.
Or I have right
Not required. You can be in Power BI itself. Transform data, data source settings. So there is an option called as transform data, data source settings. From here, you can click and you can change your data sources. Okay. So where is your data source? You have to change your data sources here. I thought of creating some visuals and I thought of creating and publishing some visuals through this. Since there is some error, few people are facing some error, some people are not getting an error, the output will be different. Everyone will get a different output. Who are all getting an error, they will get a different output. Who are not getting an error, they will get a different output. So I'm not going to create any visuals here. We will see the visuals in our next session. In another few minutes, we'll see how to make a visuals, how to create some visual dashboard, how to publish it. We'll see it in another few minutes. As of now, I'm going to save this file. File, save as, browse, file, save as, browse. Let us give some name for it. Let me take the same name of my Excel file, invoice profitable analysis. I'll take the same name and I save this file. Okay. Now, so just we have seen how to get the data, how to transform the data, how to load the data. We didn't see how to create a report. We didn't see how to publish it. That's what we will see it in our next session. So I'm not creating any visuals here. So I'm not creating any visuals. As of now, just I'm closing this Power BI. Let us take the next file. I'll take one more file. So there are another 5 or 6 files. We did this invoice profitable analysis. We'll take this file, business transaction. There is a file called as machine feed data. There is a file called as machine schedule and completed, production supply analysis, training nomination. These are all the files which we are going to work in our upcoming session. Everything we will work on that. Now let us take this file. business transaction. Let us open this file now. So this file will create some report, we'll create some visuals, we'll do everything. I think this file doesn't have an error because it's not a CSV file, it's an Excel file. So please open this file where I can see around 9 sheets are available. There are 9 sheets. How do I know there are 9 sheets? How can I get this? By default, you will not get this. Hmm. But this is not a white space. This is your status bar. Technically, we call it a status bar. What you said is correct. Super. Right click on it and you have to enable the sheet number. Okay. Right click on the status bar and go to the sheet number. I can see there are 9 sheets available here. 9 sheets. So we have total 9 sheets. One more method is here after getting that sheet 1 of 9, just click here. There is sheet 1 of 9. When you make a click on the right hand side on the navigation screen, it will show you all the list of sheets. You can see it will show you all the list of sheets on the right hand side also. All the sheet, invoice, invoice trans, payment record, customer info, geographic data, region detail, product master. These are all the list of sheets available here. Just go to the page number here, sir. After enabling the page number, click on that. Just click. Or one more method. Go to the view tab. Click on navigation. Either click on this 1 of 9 or click on that view navigation. Both are same. Right? So this file, we are going to export all this file into our Power BI and we are going to create a report. And all the files are different. All the sheets are different. If all the sheets are identical, if all the columns are identical, different sheet, you tell me, I think basic user, you can tell me all the sheets are similar. All my headings are similar. I have 10 sheets. I want to combine all the sheets and I want to make one report. Could you tell me what is the feature we will use? Huh? I want to combine all the sheet and I want to make it as one file. We have to use something called as append query. If I have 10 files, I have to combine all the 10 files and make it as one file. 10 files into one file. We have something called as combine files. If you have different 2 sheets, I want to combine non-identical 2 sheets into one sheet without writing a lookup function. There is something called as merge query. These are all the things which we have covered in our basics. One minute, I'll put it here. Or I would have said this in the basics of basic Power BI session itself. I had told this. Multiple sheets, identical. If you want to combine, there is an option called as append query.
What do you mean by identical again?
Columns are similar. Headings are similar.
Columns are there in similar columns.
If all the 10 sheets, the columns are similar. I'm getting one from Chennai, one from some other location. Different plant, I'm getting the data. The data are similar.
All columns are similar.
Column headings are similar. Data are different. I want to combine it. Then we can use the feature called as append query. If the multiple files are similar in the same folder, this is powerful. This is a very powerful feature. Combining it into one file, that is called as combine files. Multiple sheets, non-identical sheets, I want to combine like a lookup function. Then we can use something called as merge query. This is what we have learnt in our basics of Power BI. You can see this we have did it in the basics last 20th April. This part we did it. In that session I have noted it. I'm showing it.
Combine of similar same location, it will happen.
No. If it is a sheet, append. If it is a file, combine. I'll show one example. Maybe the same example which I used in the basics of Power BI itself, I will show you that. Here, I can see warehouse sale. I have 4 sheets: Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, Pune. Headings are similar, but we have it in a different sheets. This is append. If I open a folder called as orders, I have 5 or 10 files similar. Combine it. Combine files. I have 2 sheets. One sheet I have sales distribution, another sheet I have part master. But there is a common link between this part number and part number. Similar to a VLOOKUP, I want to bring the name, rate and unit of measures here. We can use merge equal to VLOOKUP. For that we can use merge. Start explaining, it will take 2 or 3 hours minimum, but you explore it, but if time permits, I will explain that also. But here, the problem is, I have 9 sheets. Unfortunately, I cannot use append query here because all are different sheet. You cannot use combine file also here because all are different sheets. You cannot use the merge query also here because I have 9 sheet. 9 sheet I cannot merge query. But all this 9 sheet I want to combine and I want to make a report. 9 sheets. It can be 9, it can be 10, it can be hundreds of sheets. We have to combine it and we are going to create a report based on this. This is what we are going to do now. 9 or 10 or 20 or hundreds of sheets. We are going to combine it and we are going to make a report. But there should be some link between one sheet and another sheet. Could you tell me? First, let me take the first 2 sheets. Invoice number and invoice trans. Could you see any invoice trans and invoice table? Invoice number. So like this, there should be some link. For example, let me take some other table. Customer info. In customer info, I should have this customer info, some link between the customer info to some other table. Any idea? In some other, where is this customer data linked in some other table?
Invoice ID.
Invoice ID.
Sorry, invoice first sheet.
No. In customer number, we don't have invoice number. No. Customer info, we don't have the invoice number.
Invoice, you have customer ID.
Customer ID. So customer ID is the link. Very good. So in the invoice table, we have the customer ID. Here we have the customer ID. Don't worry. This we are not going to do it. Don't find it like this. Don't worry. Power BI will take care of it. If the columns are common, Power Query will take care of it. Power Query will automatically make a link and it will create a report automatically. We have to just get the data, load the data, transform it. That's all. Power Query will take care of it. So let us do that one by one. So let me close this file as usual. Control W. Open a fresh new file. So from now I am going to get the data, transform the data, load the data and create a report here. So go to Power BI. Let us open this Power BI desktop now. I'm opening Power BI desktop. Now, I told you already there are 4 methods to get the data. File, get data. Home tab, get data. Canvas, get data. Data, get data. 5th method, there is one more method. In the welcome screen itself, there is an option available for getting the data. Getting the data from OneLake, getting the data from Excel workbook, getting the data from SQL, and getting the data from other sources. From IT, right? Who is from? You are using OneLake or Fabric? Any idea? Fabric you are using. OneLake? OneLake? OneLake you have it. Do you have access for it? Oh, you have started. They are going to start using it. Maybe near future you may get. What is that OneLake? OneLake means. OneLake means suppose You have different data sources. In your company itself, you have Oracle, you may have SQL, you may have Excel, different data source. All the data source can be connected through one username and one password, one credential. You can connect to all the username and password, but it will not disturb your original source data. It will take a duplicate copy of your original source data and you can make a link so that that's why people are restricting. I think why people are getting the data from Excel is because you don't have access to your original source data, right? Everyone cannot have an access to your original source data. You have to download it in Excel, download it in CSV, then create a report. But if you have the OneLake and Fabric, you can connect it to a replica of your original data, replica of your mirror copy of your original data. Then we can connect it. Whatever they done in the original data, it will have a copy of it. So from the copy, you can get the data and you can use it. That's the advantage of OneLake. So maybe as he has told, near future, you may be using OneLake also. So if you have the OneLake, you can use the OneLake and you can connect it. Now it's Excel. So now let us go to Excel workbook. Excel workbook, and as usual, connect, get the data and browse and connect that Excel workbook. Browse and select that Excel workbook. Business transaction. Please be with me. Please try to do with me. If you have any questions, queries, stop me, ask me there itself. So I select that business transaction and I say open. What could be my next step? You will get 3 options there and you have this files sheets available. Could you tell me what is the easiest and best method to select all the 9 sheets? There is no option called a select all here. So don't go to the checkbox. Don't go to the checkbox. Come out of the checkbox. Somewhere else here outside of the checkbox. Don't go to the checkbox. Click here. Hold the shift key and select the last sheet. So you can see all the 9 sheets would have got selected. Select the first sheet. Hold the shift key. Select the last sheet. Don't go to the checkbox and select it. Don't go to the checkbox. If you go to the checkbox and select it, some sheet may missed out. So go to the first, come out of the checkbox. Select the first sheet and hold the shift key. Select the last sheet. Okay. What could be the next step? Transform data. Go to transform data. Yes. It's going to Power Query. Hold the shift key and select all the sheets. It's going to Power Query. Maybe who are all already aware of Power BI, or you can help me here. So let me check one by one. Let me check all the files one by one. Let us start from the employee master. I think it will be in alphabetical order. Employee master. Could you tell me, is there any problem in this employee master data, or that the employee master data is clean, perfect, or is there any challenge or any problem in this employee master table? There is a empty column in notes and photocopy. It's null. No problem. There can be null. Gray is no problem. If you have the gray, no problem, but better to remove that grays. 100% green is always better. How can I remove that gray columns? I don't recommend remove column. What is the best way to remove the unwanted columns? I don't suggest that. What is the best method to remove the empty columns or unwanted columns is Home tab. Choose columns. Choose columns. That's the best method. Why? I think this we would have discussed in basics of Power BI also. Choose column. What is the advantage of the choose column is, for example, I'll go to the choose column and I remove this, uncheck the notes and photo path. Knowingly, unknowingly, assume that I have removed that higher date also. Assume that I have removed the higher date also. Unknowingly. Unknowingly, I removed that higher date also. Now I want that higher date back. So what I can do is, on the right side, there is something called as applied steps, where the last step, I can undo the last step. I can edit that last step also. There is an option of editing your last step. There is a gear symbol available. If I click on the gear symbol, you can edit your last step. Now you can get back the columns again. If you remove the columns, anytime you can get back the column. That's why I prefer to use choose column. If you remove the column, it will get removed. So better to use the choose column so that anytime you can come back and you can get the columns. That's why I prefer this choose columns. Okay. So we have removed that columns. Fine. I think employee master, we had one problem, empty columns, and I have removed it. Let us go to the product category. I think product category, there is no problem. The data are correct. Product master. Let me check in the product master. Perfect. No problem. All are green. What are all the things you have to check here is, basic users will be aware of it. What are all the things you have to check is whether the data are green. First thing you have to check. Second thing you have to check. Column headings are correct. Prod ID, prod name, description, unit of measure correct. Third thing, whether the data type is correct. Product ID is ABC. Product name is ABC. Description is ABC. Unit of measure is ABC. Unit cost is 123. 123 is a number. Similarly, unit cost should be a number. So this data type should be correct. This data type should be correct. For example, if you go to the employee master, birth date, you can see a calendar image is appearing. That means it's a date format. Higher date, it's a date format. That should be correct. If it is not correct, for example, assume that, assume that this column, product master column, this unit of measure, this unit cost is not in a number format. Could you tell me how can I correct it? How can I detect it? That's the third method. First method, Power Query will change it. Third method, what you said is correct. Not even right click. You can click here and you can change the data type. That's the third one. Second, we have one more option. If the data type is not correct, you have to go to transform and there is an option called as detect data type. This you have to do it. If this is not appearing only, you have to follow the third one. What you said is correct. Right click and change the data. That's the third. First to see whether Power Query is changing automatically. If it is not changing, detect it. Still it's not changing, then follow the third one. What is the third one? Very simple. Click here and change the data type. Okay. But I think here it's not required because Power Query has automatically detected your data type. Region details. No problem. Geographic data. No problem. Green. Heading is correct. Data type is correct. Customer info. I have a small problem here. Not a problem, maybe a challenge. Could you tell me what is the challenge here? I told you 4 things has to be checked. Well, in Power Query, 4 things has to be checked. One is green or a red or a gray. Second one is heading is correct. Third one, data type is correct. Fourth one, I told you one more thing. What is the fourth thing I told you to check in Power Query? Remove the unwanted. So, could you tell me which is the unwanted columns here? Sometimes unwanted column can have a data also. Empty column has to be removed. That's okay. Sometimes the column which is having the data also may be unwanted. For example, here, email address is unwanted. Mobile number is unwanted. I'm not going to use the email address. I'm not going to use the mobile number for my reporting. You can remove it. Tell me how can I remove the unwanted columns now? Very good. Home tab, choose column, remove the mobile number, remove the email address. Very good. Then help me here at least. Payment record. No problem. Invoice trans. No problem. Invoice. There is a problem. So what has to be done? Choose column. Yes. Now we have cleaned up our data.
Once we are removing this column 7, right?
Of course. That's not required. Huh? Yes? I've attended basics, this would have been very easier. There's no criteria. You have to attend the basics and come. I think next month we have a session on advanced Excel as well as basics of Power BI also. That's the hierarchy. Advanced Excel, Power BI, advanced Power BI. Basic Excel is not the normal, the old pattern. Power queries and Power Query and Power Pivot in Excel. Anyone attended Power Pivot and Power Query in Excel here? In Power BI, Power App, Power Automate. Power Automate, Power App button. Okay, done as of now. Clear? Any questions, doubts, queries until this? Because after this we are going to jump into visuals. Clear? No doubts? Two reasons for not getting doubts. Everything understood also, you never get a doubt. Second one is nothing understood. I hope you understood everything. We have seen a very simple concept. Next only we are going to jump into the next level. So can I load this to Power BI? Tell me, how can I load this to Power BI? Home tab, close and apply. Or if you are 100% sure that you are going to close and apply, no need to click the arrow mark and close and apply. Straight away you can click on the top. Straight away you can click on the top. Just click on the top here. Close and apply. Yes. Now it will get loaded. Don't do anything. Please wait for a few seconds. It will be applied to your Power BI. Yes. In a few seconds, you can see a small message will appear detecting relationship in a few span of seconds. Detect relationship, it's over. Now it's detected the relationship. It has created the relationship. This is the power of using Power BI. I don't know whether someone has used the database like Oracle or SQL or Access in the world. If 5 or 6 tables available, you have to find what is a common link between the table. We have to connect it manually. But Power BI will take care of it. It would have connected all the 9 tables. 99.9% Power Query, Power BI will connect all the tables. Connect all the tables. Let me check. There is a first button, Report View. This is used for creating the report. Second view is used for checking your data. If I click, you can check the data. Third view is your model view. Here we can check whether all my data are connected. All my tables are connected or not. Let me click on the model view here. Yes. You can see some tables are automatically connected. If you are not able to, I am able to see only 4 tables here. So what I will do is, time being, I'm collapsing the properties because I need some space to view. I collapse these properties and I reduce the percentage of my view and I'm checking whether all my tables are connected. Yes, you can see most of your table would have been connected here automatically by Power BI. You told me that common link between the invoice trans and invoice table is the invoice number. So Power Query has automatically identified it and it has automatically connected it. How do I know that? You can see there is a invoice trans, there is a invoice number and there is a arrow available here which is connecting the table. Place the cursor on that arrow. When you place the cursor on that arrow, it will show you in a gray area which 2 columns are connected. Invoice number, invoice number. This is the power of using Power BI. If you have 100 tables, how can I manually connect it? It's literally impossible, but Power BI has helped us. It has automatically connected it. And there is something called as 1. You can see it shows 1. It shows asterisk. What is that 1 asterisk? 1 asterisk is 1 to many. 1 to many. Same like here also you can see from the customer table, you told me that common, what is 1 to many? I will explain now. So what is the common link between the customer table and the invoice table? Is the customer ID. Place the cursor. Yes, the customer ID is connected. What is that one to many? One customer has made many invoices. That's the meaning for it. When I see from the table called as customer, one to many. One customer has made many invoices. Or if you see from here, many invoices has been made by one customer. Many to one. You can call by your left to right means one to many. Right to left means many to one. Both are same. Both are same. So that's why it's showing that one and asterisk here. So this table are automatically connected. 99%. Even I can say 99.9%. All your table will automatically get connected when you are downloading the data from SAP, ERP, Oracle. Most of the data will have a common link. But unfortunately, in this example, one table is living independently, doesn't have any connection. You can see that employee master. Two tables are not connected. Which two tables?
Product categories and the employee model.
Product category is not connected. No, product category is should be connected. Hmm. If it is not connected also, don't worry, I will tell you how to connect it. If it is not connected also, no worries, I will tell you how to connect it. Why it is not connected? What is the reason behind it? Why this employee, let us see the employee master. Why this employee master is not connected? Somewhere else in this employee master, there should be, I think you should have connected to a common field. What is the common field? Either the employee name or employee ID should have the common field. Employee name, we will not take it as a common field because there may be a multiple employee. One name, two employees can have. The same employee name can be repeated. So it's always better to connect it with the employee ID. This employee ID should be there in some other table. Maybe there may be some misspelling. Data type may be different. If the data type is different, if the spelling there is a problem, then you are not connected. So could you tell me in which table? Invoice table. What is the invoice table? Is EMP ID. So here it is EMP ID. Here it's an employee ID. That's why Power Query is not able to find the link. What we can do is whether rename the column name, go to Power Query and rename it, and it will get connected automatically. If you rename it in Power Query, how do we rename it? Very simple. Go to transform data. Go to the transform data. Under transform data, if you go to Power Query, for example, I'll go to the employee master. I don't like this employee ID. I want to make it as EMP ID. Double click and you can rename it. That's one method. That's one method. But instead of renaming, without renaming also you can connect it. So you can just go here and you can rename the table and you can double click and rename the column heading. So Power Query will connect it automatically. Another method is the simple method. This employee ID has to be linked with this employee ID. So what you do is very simple. Drag this employee ID and drop it to this employee ID. Is it required I have to drag from right to left? Can I drag it from left to right? No problem. Select the employee ID, pull it to this employee ID. If you are wrongly dragged and I dropped it to employee name, can I have one more chance? Yes, we will have one more chance. Suppose unknowingly, instead of dragging into employee ID due to my mouse, I am not able to drag it properly. Unknowingly, I dropped it into employee name. No problem. You have the second chance here. So here you can select it. Employee ID, employee ID. Now select it properly. If you have dragged properly, no problem. If you are not dragged, then connect it manually. Yes. Now this has been connected. Not that will be taken care by Power Query. Olden days we have to do it. Now it will take care. It will automatically check. Many employees has made, one employee has made many invoices. One salesperson has made many invoices. Similarly, someone has not connected your category also, right? Connect the category ID and category ID here. You are not able to connect it, right? Drag and drop the category ID from the product master to the category ID in product category. Yes. If you feel this is okay, I have only 9 tables, I can drag and drop and connect it. Suppose you have 50 tables. I want to connect the second table with the 10th table or second table with the 100th table. It's very tough because so many tables will be available. So second method, for example, wantedly I will remove the connection and reconnect it. For example, this employee master is not connected. I will delete this connection. Right click, delete it, because I want to reconnect it one more time. There is second method for connection. This is one method, drag and drop and connect it. But I feel this dragging and dropping is a little bit tougher for me. I'm not able to drag and drop. Do you have any other method for connection? Yes. The second method is tab, manage relationship. Tab, manage relationship. First method, if you rename it, automatically it will get connected. Second method, you can manually connect it. Third method, go to Home tab, Manage Relationship. Under the Manage Relationship, New Relationship, Manage Relationship, New Relationship. Which table? What is the table name? Employee Master. Another table name? Invoice. What is the common column? Employee ID, Employee ID. Now save it. If you are not comfortable with using mouse and connecting it, this is another method to do it. I repeat it again. Go to Home tab, Manage Relationship, New Relationship. Select 2 tables you want to connect, Employee Master. Second one is Invoice. Common Employee ID, Employee ID. Save. Okay. One more method. Fourth method. Fourth method is an extension of the second method. Just an extension of the second method, the fourth method. Suppose I right click and delete it. There is a plus symbol available here. Next to the layout, there is a small plus symbol available on the bottom here. There is a plus symbol. Click on the plus symbol. And which 2 table you want to connect? Employee Master. Bring the Employee Master here. And next table is Invoice table. Bring the Invoice table here. So only 2 tables are available here. Now dragging and dropping will be easier. Now select the Employee ID and Employee ID. If you connect it here on the main, it will get connected automatically. So let me do that. Employee ID, Employee ID. So I connected here. If I go to all tables, you can see here it has automatically connected. Yes, of course. Able to create means deleting also same process. But which you have to delete? This connection or this one? Connection, if you delete, it will get deleted. But if you can delete the layout, nothing will happen. Right click and if you delete the layout, nothing will happen here. The connection will be there. The layout is just temporarily, you can create a connection and you can close it. Okay. Unfortunately, I am using this file for a very long time. I didn't save this file. So we'll save it. Before saving, we'll come back to the report view. How do we come back to the report view? Click on the first button, report view. Here, after this, now we are going to create some measures. We are going to create some visuals. measures and visuals, which we are going to do it in the next part. And we want to put your company logo, you have to bring your company font, default company fonts, company logos. There is a new feature available in the latest version. So that new feature we'll see how to bring your company font, how to insert some visuals. So many visuals are available. New visuals are available. We'll see that new visuals also. Before that, let me save the file. File, save as, browse. Let us give some, I forgot the name of a business transaction. Business transaction. I'm giving the same name and I'm saving this file. I hope if you are not saving also, every frequency your file will get saved automatically, right? Every 5 minutes or 10 minutes your file will get saved. Where I can see that? File, options and settings, file, options and settings, options. So it is saying last saved, that's okay, but I am saying the frequency. Go to file, options and settings, options. Here you can see save and recover, where there is an option available here. Every 10 minutes your file will get saved. You can increase or decrease your frequency also. I think 10 minutes is fair enough. 1 minute. Will not do anything, only the file will get saved. At least 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Shall we go for a short break? Yes. After this, we are going to see all the important visual measures, everything we are going to see one by one. We'll minimize this. Let us pause the video recording. I'm just pausing it. I'm not stopping. Last session, what we did is we have seen how to get the data, how to transform the data, how to load it, and we have seen how to connect the multiple tables like this. 99% Power BI will connect your table. Sometimes the Power BI is not connecting. We can connect it. I think we have seen several methods of connecting. One is rename the column name. It will get connected automatically. Second one is you can manually drag and drop. Third one is you can go to the home tab, manage relationship. Fourth one is you can create a layout and you can connect it. So we have seen several methods. Now, let us go back to the report view. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to create some visuals. We are going to create some visuals here. Before creating the visual, assume I want to insert your logo and I want to bring the font names and font sizes here. First, let us see how to insert a logo. There is a new feature available. Unfortunately, this option may not be there in older version. Maybe this has been added only, maybe I can say 3 or 4 months before this feature has been added. So I want to insert your logo. So to get your company logo, there are 2 or 3 methods available. Download the logo and insert it. For example, if you have your company logo already available, assume I have your company logo already available. So I have this logos of all the companies available here. Assume if you have your company logo, Daimler truck, I can bring it straight away here. That's one method. Or you can get it straight away from your online website. You will do both. We'll do both. So go to the right hand side, visualization. Under the visualization, there are some visualizations available. Unfortunately, both the old version people are not here. Okay, I have to explain how to get the old version visuals also here. We'll see that. So go to this visualization, build visual. Under that build visual, there is an option available called as image. Image. Conditional image, we'll see it in our upcoming session. There is an option called as image. Just click on that image. I click on the image. After clicking on the image, you can place the image wherever you want. You have to tell me where normally you will place your logo, whether on the left to right, top, right, top, right. Your wish. Okay, someone is saying left, someone is saying right. So I'll place it on the right side. So I'm placing it on the top right. So we have selected the home. We have gone to the visualization, inserted the image, and I increase and decrease and height and width of the image. Now what you do is, after inserting the image, right side you can see there is an option called as format image. Correct? So format image, under format image, image, style, go to the image, go to the style. Below that image, so first insert the image, then go to format image, style, image. Here you can see there is an option called as upload image. Already I have downloaded your image. Now I am going to bring that image here. That's very simple. Browse and select that image. This is one method. This is one method to do that. So I have your company logo here. So and I will bring your company logo here. Yes, we got your company logo. This is one method. So first go to the, place the cursor on some empty area. I repeat the process again. Place the cursor on some empty area. Go to the visualization. Click on that image. After clicking on the image, format, image, style, image, and upload your image. Okay. This is, I mean, older version you may not get it. You can just select the image and insert it in older version. This is one method. Browse and I selected the image and I have inserted the image. This is fine. But my image may keep on updating. I don't want to download the image and I want to use the image. Let us open your company website itself. Suppose I open your company website. I open this guest access website. Here I can find your company image here. This is your logo. I recommend to go with your Edge browser. I don't know whether you are using the Edge browser or Chrome browser. In Chrome browser, this option may be different. Edge browser, the option may, in Chrome browser, you have an option called as copy image link. Sorry, in Edge. I don't know if you are opening the Google Chrome. Maybe this option copy image link. Instead of that, you may get some other image address. Image address. In Chrome, Google Chrome, you will get some other. He is telling that copy image address. But in Edge, you will get something like copy image link. I opened your company website. I have that guest Wi-Fi website. I have gone to that and right click on your company logo. And I use the option called as copy image link. So let us copy image link. Right click and copy image link.
It's only showing copy links.
So you have to click on that image logo. You have to click on that logo. Exactly, you have to click on the logo. Copy image link. Then go to Power BI. Select that image button. Image, style, image, style, image. Don't go for upload image. Instead of that upload image, you have an option called as enter URL. There is something called as select from data, which we'll do it in our upcoming session. Enter URL. Paste that URL here. That's it. Now I got your company logo from your, straight away from your website. Even you can get it from your SharePoint link or any other link also. So copy image and paste that image link here. Sir? First you open your website, right click on the website and copy the image link. You opened the website in Edge browser or Chrome, sir? Then right click on the image and you'll get that copy image link. Then come to your Power BI. You have inserted this image. In the box, insert you have inserted this. Where you have to insert it is, place the cursor on some empty area. Go to the visualization, image. Under visualization, you can see this image. Click on that image. That image will be there. Format image, image, style, image. Instead of upload image, make it as enter URL. Enter URL and paste that URL here. Control V. So format image, image, style, image, enter URL and paste that URL link here. Old version you will not get it. This has been added only recently, 3 months or 4 months before. This image link. So உங்களுக்கு வராது, நீங்க just image link தான் கொண்டு வர முடியும். You can just put that image. You cannot use that image. Older version. Older version link வராது. Okay. You have to just select the image. Link பண்ண முடியாது. Browse and select the image as of now. Yes, right click and copy the image link. Where is your
Bring this picture.
okay. Right. Where is, no, this is should get an option called as copy image. Otherwise, it's not an image. They would have made as a video. If you have the image, then you can do it. If you don't have the image, if it is a video, you will not get it. I think that's a video. Okay. So, we got your logo from the link, not for downloading and bringing it here. How to make the conditional picture, we'll see that. Suppose if I select a particular product, that product image should appear. That part we'll see it in our next session. Now I'm placing the logo somewhere else on the right side. Now I want to put the title for this page. We want to insert a title for this page. And I recommend to have a meaningful name for this page also. We will have a meaningful name for the page. And if you want to give a background for the page, that also can be done. We'll do that. But I want to bring you a title for this page. So how can I bring the title for this page? Insert, text box. When I go to insert and I go to the text box here, go to insert and click on the text box. Insert text box. But unfortunately, when I inserted a text box, you can see the font name is Thiago UI. You can change the font. For example, instead of Thiago UI, you can get Arial, Black Arial, Calibri. There are various fonts. Unfortunately, your company font is not available here. I think you have some specific font. Daimler? CS. So I want that font here. But I cannot bring it because I don't have an access to bring that font. I will use some other font which is not part of this font family here. For example, I am going to use the font called as Aptos, which is a new font in Microsoft. I will use that font. That font is not available. Instead of Aptos, you use this font. What is that font is? Daimler space C? Yes. Okay. So you have to bring the font. Instead of Aptos, I am going to use Aptos. You are going to use CS. So how can I bring your company font here? If your company font is using the standard Microsoft font, that's very simple, easier. But you are using some other font. So you have to follow some steps here. You have to follow some steps. Because I don't want this Thiago UI font. I want your company font here. So let me delete this text box. Because when I insert a text box, by default, I'm getting a Thiago. I can change the font, but your company font is not available. I want to bring your company font here. So let me delete this text box. Click on the 3 dot and go for remove. First step, we have to follow some 3 or 4 steps. Step number 1, view. Step number 1, view. Under view, themes. Themes. Go to view, themes, and there is an arrow mark below the themes. There is an arrow mark here. Go to view, go to themes, Click on the themes. Under themes, customize current themes. View, themes, customize current themes. On the customize current theme, there are some themes for name and color. Suppose if we create a chart, first color will be blue, second bar chart will be dark blue, third one will be orange, purple. So if you want to change the colors, you can do it. Maybe we'll try that later. The reason I came here is the font. So go to the second one, text. Go to view, themes, customize current themes, go to text. Under text, general, title, card, KPI, tab, header. All the four, general, title, card, KPI, tab, header. All the four, change it to a particular font family. Particular. Unfortunately, we will not find your company font here. As of now, change it to some other font. Some common font. For example, I'll go to general. As of now, I'll go with some common font. Maybe I'll go with Arial. You can go with anything. Arial, title, that also Arial. If your company font is available, you can straight away select here. But unfortunately, your company font is not there. So let us see how to bring it. That's our second or third step. So go to general, Arial, card, Arial. Don't change your font size and colors. Font size and color may vary from visual to visual. Change only the font family. Card KPI, I make it as Arial. Tab header, make it as Arial. So all the four, make it as a particular font. Any particular font. Arial, Times New Roman, Calibri, Cambria, any font, your wish. So as of now, I have selected as Arial. All my font, I made it as Arial. Apply. So go to view, customize current theme, select some font, go to the text, all the four areas, select a particular font, apply. First step is done. Done? Can I move to the second one? So we have created a template. The template has to be saved. Go to the same view. Go to the same arrow mark. You know how to save it. I think you can tell me the steps for saving it. Save current theme. So go to the same view tab. Go to the same customize current themes and save current theme. Wherever you want to save it, you can save it. Your wish. Save it in any location as per your wish. Let me save it in the same location where I have that exercise files. Or you can save it in any D drive, C:, My Documents, desktop, anywhere. Let us give some name and I save this. Maybe I'll say your company name. DICV font themes. Font template. Any name. Just give some name. It will be saved as the JSON file. JavaScript file. No problem. It will be saved as a JavaScript. No problem. Let it be the JavaScript file. So DICV font theme. That's a name I'm giving. You can give any name as per your wish. Save it. Second step. First step, we have created a template. We saved the template. Third one. Go to the folder where we have saved the template. Go to that folder. So I go to the folder where I have saved it. I think this is my folder. You can see this is the file which I have saved it. JSON file, DICV font theme. This is the file which we have saved it. Right click on the file. If you are using the latest version of Windows, we have an option called as Edit in Notepad. Edit in latest version of Windows, edit in Notepad. Old version of Windows, open with Notepad. Both are same. If you are using old version of Windows, you have to go to open with Notepad. Latest version of Windows, edit in Notepad. I think you should be getting edit in Notepad straight away since you are all using Windows latest one. Right? Edit in Notepad. Now it will open in a Notepad. Here, wherever the font name is Arial, because I have given it as Arial. Forget about that coding. Name, custom, there will be a big coding. Forget about the coding. Wherever this font Arial is available, double click on it and replace it with your company font, Daimler CS. But I'm going to replace it with something called as Aptos because I'm going to use Aptos. I'm copying and pasting it because I don't want to type it every time. 4 areas you have to change it. Aptos. Here also I make it as Aptos. Here also I make it as Aptos. Fourth one also Aptos. All the 4 areas I converted into Aptos. You have to put it as Daimler space CS. Case sensitive, capital small letter. You have to tell me D is capital, right? DAMLER, then space CS is also capital. Okay, done. This is our third step. Next is our final fourth step. Last and final fourth step. Close this file. Save and close. You can save it and you can close it. Control S and close this notepad. Save it and close it. Since your company is using a different font, if your company is using a Calibri or some other Microsoft font, straight away you can do it. That's very simple. Since in Daimler you are using some other font, that's why we are following this step. The last and final step is open Power BI. View. Open Power BI. Go to View. Arrow mark. Go to the arrow mark. Browse for themes. Browse for themes. Go to View. Arrow mark on the themes. Browse for themes. And select the themes which we have saved it just now. Where we have saved all the Arial into Aptos. So, browse for themes. Say open. Click on open. Yes, it will say the custom report theme is ready to use and the file is successfully added. That's all. That's all. Got it. Now insert a text box and check whether your company font is available or not. It should be. Insert text box. I am getting Aptos. You will be getting your company font. Daimler CS. Change my font in size. Business transaction dashboard. Got it? Daimler CS. Any challenges? That is font created by internally. Your team has created that font. Daimler ne irukku.
But there are multiple companies out there. For example, previous to
அதான் அது மாதிரி your team IT team would have created it. Sir, any challenges? You need my support. For him, you are not able to get it. Why? I will change it that font in 4 areas. Then you will get it. It's case sensitive. D capital, CS capital, space. Space done. I don't know. Your font. Your company font, you have to tell me your company. And next we will see some visuals. How long it takes to update, sir? Update your letter. 10 minutes. And I think you can also, maybe in the lunch break you can try. You have to have some admin password or something, nothing. If you go here, file, Options and settings, options. Here, if this is available, you can update it, but I don't know whether this is controlled by your ID team or not. Some system it would have been controlled.
The fonts should be in our desktop.
Anywhere.
We have changed the font that I not used in our laptop also. Like once at a time, I like it.
That font should be there.
The font should be installed.
Otherwise, how can you get the font list? That's why, otherwise, I would have used the Daimler CS because it's not there in my. That's why I use the font which is available in Microsoft. I cannot use Daimler CS font because it's not available on my system. It should be there. Any challenge? Got it? Sir? What is the challenge? In any naming convention, any problem? The name?
Space, because of that space and
Create a new one then. Okay. And I'll put this title on the top. While inserting the text box, please see that on the text box right side, you should not get that gray. If you are getting that gray line on the right side, that means your font size or your text box size is not correct. Either increase the height and width of the text box, rearrange the text box. You should not get that gray. Now I'm not getting the gray. So now the text box width is correct. And place it wherever you want it. Maybe I'll place it on the top left. You have the logo on top right, and I have the company name on the dashboard title on the top left. So we'll see some visuals. That we can design here. View. You don't have it. It varies, as I told, varies from company to company also. At least more than 24 or 24 to 32. It will be a good size. I think உங்களுக்கு டெம்ப்ளேட்டே இருக்கு கலர்ஸ்க்கே உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டெம்ப்ளேட் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். You should use a specific color for your charts. I think you have some template. Even I don't know. Sir, we have to wait or yes, we have to create some DAX and visuals. Basics we didn't cover DAX. Yes, sir. Insert. Come automatically. It should come there. You should not select it. It should come automatically. Can you font and show me that template which you have created?
Daimler CS. I call this problem which is working.
completely.
Customize. No. Customize. Whether customizing is doing properly. Go to text. First, go to general. General.
Oh, that I missed.
God gave me. Changed only in God gave me. He didn't change it in other areas. Apply. Now go there. Then change. Give a name. Some other name. Different name. Save it. Now right click. Edit.
B caps and D caps. Then the space.
All the four.
It should be unique.
Not one can be area, one can be category also, but you have to change it in all the four.
All four. I did.
If you missed one thing also, can you do? Any font. It will be easier, that's it. One can be Arial, one can be category also, but you have to change it. Okay, sorry. Yes. Sir, move on. No, you are installing it. Okay. Now let us see a small changes in this page. Then we'll see some visuals also. For example, this page box background, I want to give a different page background and I want to give a name for this page. So place the cursor on the empty area of the page and go to the visualization. Below that there is an option called as format your report page. Format your report page. Page information. Go to format your report page. Page information. There is a 3 option available. Latest version 3. Old version you will get only 2. Tooltip Q&A. There is something called as landing page. I will explain the landing page, tooltip and Q&A in our upcoming session. All the 3 are very useful, very powerful also. This tooltip is very powerful. Even I can say this tooltip is a magical feature. So we'll explore that later. Now I will give a name for this page. So this is page 1. I want to give some meaningful name. Maybe this is my first page. This is going to be my first page. Let us give a name called as home page. So this is my home page. This is going to be my first page. So let us see how to make an index of the page also. Today evening we'll see how to make an index today or tomorrow. So I have given a name. Is it required? We have to go to the format page and go to the page information and give a name. Like a Excel, can I give the name straight away here? Of course we can do it. Just to make a double click here and we can rename it. Right click and you can rename it also. It's not required. You have to go to the format page and give a name for it. Straight away you can give a name here also. Okay. So I have given a name. Gone to the format. Page information. I have given a name for the page. This landing page tip, as I told, we'll explore it in our next session. That's all in page information. Canvas settings is your page size. Normally, I think worldwide, all your screen size has been standardized into 16:9. If you want to change your canvas settings, click here and you can change your page sizes. 4:3, letter, tooltip, custom. You can give a different size for your pages also. Page size. Canvas size is equal to a page size. But I recommend to go with 16:9. When you use something called as tooltip, that time we can change our page size. Now I'm not going to change anything on the page size. So let it be 16:9. Vertical alignment, two types of alignment, top and middle. This vertical alignment will work only when you publish it. If you publish the report, where should be the report? The report should come on top of your page, or report should come on the middle of your page when you publish it. Not now, when you publish. So that's your wish, title or middle. Normally we'll go for title, normally top. Normally all your reports will come on the top, not on the middle of your screen. So top. Middle means you will get one more dot there, that is your margin, top margin, middle margin. But I will go with top. Background of this canvas. I want a different color on the background. So go to the canvas background, give a color. For example, I am giving a light color here. So unfortunately, when I give a color, I am not finding any color. The reason is the transparency is 100. Reduce the transparency to 0. Now you will get a background color. So you will get a background color for this. So go to the canvas, give some color and decrease the transparency. Do you give a color for your pages? No. Black color. Sometimes I have seen some black color on your PowerPoint presentation. So if you don't like this background, you can reset it, or I can put your company logo, maybe your company picture, company photographs, maybe your vehicle photographs on the background. Yes, that also can be done. Browse. Go to the browse and select some. Suppose if you have your vehicle model or something should come on the background of all my pages. So you can put it here also. For example, I'll put something. Maybe once again I will put your logo itself. So this logo, I want it on the background of my page. Background. And I want it on the full screen. Stretch.
We cannot able to use the link.
Here, background you cannot use the link. Background only. Because the background of it. As of now. Picture also, early days we don't have a link. Now they have added it. Maybe they will add it in near future. As of now, it's not there. Stretch or fill. And increase or decrease your transparency. To make it as a little bit lighter logos. But as you have told, I don't want the logo. I reset it to default. White background. Same thing what we did it for canvas, we can do it for wallpaper also. Wallpaper. Canvas is within this area, within this margin area, you want to do a coloring background, that is canvas. For the entire screen, whole background, if you want entire screen you want to give a background or wallpaper, then you can use this wallpaper. This wallpaper is for the entire screen. Canvas is only within that margin, within the dotted. So this one I want to give it for the entire screen. Throughout the total screen will be having a different background. So that's the difference between canvas background and wallpaper. Wallpaper is the entire screen, canvas is within the margin. So here also I am resetting it as default. It is upgraded or still?
Sorry.
We'll start with the new card, otherwise old card I have to teach also. And these two things, filter pane and filter card. What is that filter pane and filter card is? You can see there is a filter available here. Before the visualization, there is a filter available. This card and this filter pane, what is the font size and font color and background for this? This background, this filter on this page, and add this, what is the color and what is the background you want to give it for. This is for the formatting. That search box, what is the color you want to give, what is the font size for this. So that's the formatting for this filter pane and filter card. That's your wish. So I'm not going to make any changes here. Because this we are not going to publish it on our reporting. So this is your wish. So whatever the font size and other things you want, you can put it here. But I'm not doing anything on the filter pane and filter card. Okay. Now let us insert some visuals. Place the cursor on some empty area. Frequently, there are some changes in your visuals. Maybe if you have attended this training 6 months before, the visual will be different. You would have had the report which you have shared also, there is a old card available. Let us see the old card, let us see the new card also. But the old card has retired now. As of now, it's not in the list. There is something called as card available here. You can see this is card. There is a old card also available. I will tell you both before that. Now I want to display something here. Maybe I want to display the total revenue. What is my total revenue? I want to display it in a visual. First, to find out the total revenue. Where is the total revenue? First, I want to find out the total revenue. So I'll go to that. All the 9 tables are displayed. I want to know where is the total revenue. If you are already aware of this table, you can go to the table and you can find the total revenue. But I'm not aware where is the total revenue available. So let me go to the search box and I type TOT. No. There is no formula, there is no table or there is no column called as total revenue. But how do I find out the total revenue is? Let us go to the table called as invoice trends. Under the invoice trends, you can see there is a column called as invoice cost, invoice number, product ID and quantity. Could you tell me how can I find out the total revenue based on this column? Which columns I can get the total revenue based on which columns? Invoice cost into quantity. Very good. Superb. So I want to multiply that invoice cost into quantity so that I will get the total revenue. For this, we have several methods. First method is you can do it on your source table itself, that original Excel table itself. If I open that original Excel table, as you are told, you can multiply this quantity into invoice cost and you can create a report. But I suggest stop using formulas and functions in Excel. Don't use formula, not only here. Normal Excel itself, I'll say stop using formula. Don't use VLOOKUP, don't use if. For that, we have a separate tool called as Power Query in Excel. When you come for Excel, I will say that don't use formula. Without formulas and function, you can do everything in Excel. Excel is slow. Excel is not a database. Excel is a data analysis. You have to use only Excel only for analyzing your data. Don't write formulas and functions here. It may increase your file size. Here it's okay. My data is around 10,000 rows. Suppose I have 10 lakh rows, then it may slow down your system speed. So I don't recommend to create a formulas in Excel. So where can I do it? 2 methods. You can do it in Power Query also. So let us first try with Power Query. Could you tell me how can I go to Power Query now? How do you go to Power Query from here? Home tab, transform data. But what this transform data will do is, if I click on Home tab and transform data, yes, it will land into Power Query. It will land into Power Query. But I have to select the table. Which table? That invoice table, we have to manually select it. But one more method is available. Right click on the invoice trends and go to edit query. It will straight away land into the invoice trends table. So that's easier. So you can use anything. This is easier compared to the earlier one. If I click on transform data, it will land into Power Query, okay. But I have to select the table again. Here I have 9 table, okay. Suppose I have 20 tables. Which table I have to search it and I have to select the table. Instead, what you do is, in Power BI itself, right click on the table and go for edit query. It lands into the, straight away it will land into the invoice trends table. Okay. Basic Excel, Power BI user, tell me, I want to multiply the quantity into invoice cost. Very good. Add column. Very simple. Add column. Power Query is very easy to write the formulas and functions. Select both the columns. How do we select the first column? Is select the first column manually. Select the second column by holding the control key. In Power Query, select both the columns. Quantity into invoice cost. Add column. These 2 columns are in which data format? Whether this 2 column is a text, whether the 2 column is a number, whether this 2 column is a date. I think these two columns are all numbers. So go to the numbers. Under number, there are so many formulas. Statistical formula, standard, scientifical, trigonometrical, rounding, information. Let us go to the standard. Go to the add column, standard. After this, you can tell me what I am going to do. Whether you are going to add a column, multiply the column, subtract the column, divide the column. We are going to multiply. So just click on that multiply. That's it. You will get the multiplication of invoice cost and this quantity. Yes. Simple way of writing the formula in Power Query. We did it in the basics of Excel, Power BI itself. And double click and rename this column. Double click. This is my revenue. If you feel this Power Query screen is very small, I want to make it as much bigger. Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus. You can increase that Power Query screen. Control Shift minus to decrease your screen size. This Power Query screen. If you feel this Power Query screen is very small, Control Shift plus, Control Shift minus. Control 0 to make it as 100%. 100% screen. This is default percentage, 100%. Control 0. Control Shift plus, Control Shift minus, increase or decrease. Control 0 is for 100%. Control Shift plus for increasing. Control Shift minus for decreasing. Control 0 is for default size. That is 100%. Okay. Add column, standard, multiply. Done. Yes, sir. Any challenges, you can ask me. I can repeat it here also. So that the query will be solved to others also. If you are facing any problem. Ask me, I can repeat it again also. Okay. Now, go back to Power BI.
Instead of multiplying, here two columns are column is alphabetical and another.
How can I multiply an
Not
alphabet?
multiplication. If I want to merge,
Add column and there is an option called as merge columns. That's the text formula. There is a number formula. All the options are available.
I have selected one text column.
Then you can only merge it.
Okay, so I cannot.
How can you multiply a text with a number?
No, I have not thought on that time I have to multiply. I just wanted to add column.
Then
Decide what to do.
merge column. Then merge column only. I think you have to watch for that videos on the basics.
Correct.
Okay. Now come back to Power BI. Home tab. Close and apply. Now we are going to insert a visual. Unfortunately, in the latest version, maybe 4 or 5 months before we had this visual, but that visual has been removed in the latest version. I have seen in your old reports that visual is available. What is that visual? Is card. There is a visual called as card. Unfortunately, that card is invisible here, but we can bring the card temporarily. But we can use the new card. I will explain both the card, old card as well as the new card. Where is that old card? When I place the cursor on some visual, stacked bar chart, there is something called a stacked column chart. When I place the cursor, it will show you the name of that visual. But I want that old card, which I've seen in most of your reports, in your company reports, people are using that old card. But you have to migrate it to the new card. I will tell you both. First, old card. How can I get that old card is just to go to the three dot here. Go to the visualization, build visualization. There is a three dot. Under three dot, there is an option available. Restore default visual. Default, that's a old classical visual also. I want it back again. Temporarily, we can use it. I think that will retire sooner. It's already gone out retired, but totally it will go out in another new near future. But let us click on this restore default visual. It's asking restore default visual. You're about to restore the unpinned visual from the visual pane. So any pinned visual will, the existing visual will not get affected. It will add some one or two new visuals. Say OK here. Yes, I have said OK. I think they have removed in June itself. Yes, I said OK. Now you can see one changes has happened. One extra visual was added here. 1, 2, 3. This is the old card which I have seen in all your old visuals in your dashboard. This card was used. Instead of this, we will use the new card. We'll see that. First, we will use the old card. We will use the new card also. Got it, everyone? The old card. I don't want to say the old card. Classical card. So click on the three dot. Go to restore visuals. Under restore visual, the card is available. There are two cards available. Don't get confused. There is a normal card. Another card is a Thunderbolt. This Thunderbolt is the new one. That's a new one which has been added just 3 or 4 months before. This is the older one. 1, 2, 3. First we'll use the older one. Then we'll see what is the advantage of this new one also. So let me click on this card. I click on this card. The card is inserted here. Here I want the total revenue. This revenue has to be displayed here in this card. How can I get that revenue inside the card? Very simple. After inserting the card data, under the data, that revenue is now available here. That revenue which we have created in Power Query, it's available here. Drag that revenue and drop it to this card area, or drag that revenue and drop it to the field area here. Both are same, or you can just make a tick mark on this also. It automatically lands into the card. Any one of the three method. Drag and drop it to the card area, drag and drop it to the field area, and make a check mark also. Whichever is convenient, whichever is easier. So let me drag and drop this to the field area here. Yes, it is showing some value. 506.44 millions is my revenue. Got it?
Want to see as a crores.
Yes. No. Crores and lakhs is not available. Million, billion, trillions, that's available. Because India is the only country where the lakhs and crores are used. But we can get the exact value, we can get it. Comma separators, we can get it. INR, we can get it. Display units, crores and lakhs are not available as of now. But as he has told, how can I change this display units? I want to change the display units. I want to put the comma separators like this. Select this card. We have dragged and dropped the revenue here. Select the card now. Go to the format your visual. Select the card. Go to format your visual. Call out value. Go to the call out value. Under call out value, there is an option available, display units. Click on the display units. There you can find thousands, million, billion, trillion. Unfortunately, lakhs and crores is not available. India is the only country where the lakhs and crores are used. That's why it's not on the list. But I want the exact value. I want exactly whether it's 5 lakhs or 5 crores. I want the exact value means then make it as none. Just put it as none. That's it. 50 crores, 64 lakhs, 42,000, 6.50. This is my exact value. Okay. But I want I don't know whether you are getting this comma separators. If you are getting the comma separators, fine. If you are not getting the comma separators, I want the comma separators. I want the currency symbol also, rupee symbol or dollar or euro or some other symbol. So here you can find below the format, there are two options available. Visual, general. Visual. What are all the options available under the visual, which is designed only, it is only for this visual, contextual. When I inserted a card, I got this call out value and category label. If you inserted a pie chart, you will get a different option here. If you get a line chart, you will get a different option. If you get a column chart, you will get a different option. This visual will change from visual to visual based on the visual which you are using. But general, which is fixed, whatever the visual you insert, it will be common here. Properties, title, FX, data format, which is common for all. This settings is common for all the visuals. But this one is contextual, which is only for that particular visual. We'll explore one by one. I think we have explored in the basics, but still we explore here also. Now go to the general. Data format. Maybe if you would have came for 1 year before, this data format is not available. This data format is a new feature. General. Data format. Sum of revenue. What is the format for that sum of revenue? Currency. Yes. Make it as currency. And you can select your currency also. I think by default in my system, I am getting that rupee symbol. If you don't like rupee symbol, if you don't want rupee symbol, it should be in USD, Euro or some other currency. Change it here. Okay. Done? So let me put it as INR and I'll put the decimal places as 2 decimal places. I need 2 decimals. Yeah. Done? Yes. But unfortunately, I don't recommend this also. Why I'm not recommending this? Assume this revenue. I'm going to use this revenue. For example, today or tomorrow, I'm going to create many pages. In many pages, I'm going to create many visual. Maybe in this page, I will create some 5 or 6 visuals. Next page, another 4 or 5 visuals. Every page or most of the pages, I am going to use this revenue. This data, assume this data will get accumulated. Now I have only 10,000 rows. And this data is only available till 31/5 or something. Last May month and June month, July, it will get accumulated and the data will get populated frequently. My data size may increase it frequently. So it will slow down your system process if you are creating an extra column like this. Physically, one extra column is created here. I don't want a column to be created like this. Virtually, I want to create a column so that it will be very faster. My file size will not get increased. My system speed will not get decreased. So I want to work efficiently. For this, what we are going to do is, we are going to create a here. I think, I don't know how many of you are well versed in Excel pivot table. If you are used the Excel pivot table, in Excel pivot table, we have an option called as calculated field. Used it in Excel? There is something called as calculated field in Excel pivot table. What this calculated field in Excel pivot table will do is, without disturbing your data, source data will not get disturbed. Virtually, it will create a column to make your system very faster. That's why I told you don't create a formula in Excel, create a formula in Power Query or create a formula in pivot table. So similar to that, in Power BI, we have an option called as measure. How can I make a measure here? Measure just like that. What we did now, quantity into invoice cost, multiply it and give the answer. You cannot do that. In measure, you cannot use the measure straight away. In measure, we have to use something called as DAX. In Excel, to create a formula, could you tell me what we will use in Excel to create a formula? But that is something we will use FX. Correct? Formulas and functions in Excel will be created through FX. In Power BI, we have to create a formula and function through DAX. That's all. What is DAX? The abbreviation for DAX is Data Analysis Expression. So we are going to create a DAX now. So today and tomorrow we are going to create many DAXes. Let us start from the basics of DAX. First time we are going to use even the basics of Power BI also we have not covered DAX. So we are going to see about DAX. So let us create a DAX. As usual, any challenge, any question, stop me and ask me immediately. What is the advantage of DAX is? It doesn't create a virtual column like this. It doesn't increase your file size, system speed. This doesn't affect the system speed. It will create a virtual column so that you can use it much faster. You are going to use this revenue only one time in your page or in your report. Yes, you can go for this. But I am going to use this much frequently. My data will be very bigger. I recommend to go for DAX. So how can I create the measure and DAX? Before that, there are two types of basic DAX available. I'll explain. You tell me which is the best one. You tell me the best one. For example, I have something called as quantity. I have something called as, and maybe some dummy values. I'll put some dummy value, 20, 10, 20, 30, and I have something like 5, 10, 15. So we have a DAX available called as sum. I think most of you are aware of this sum. So as I told, in DAX or measure, what we can do is we cannot just say quantity into cost. We have to use the DAX, sum, average or anything. Straight away you cannot multiply the quantity into cost. You have to say sum of quantity into sum of cost. So assume I am using the function called as sum of quantity into sum of cost. What Power BI will do is, first it will find out the quantity sum. It will find the quantity sum. Then it will find the sum of cost. Finally, it will multiply it. Cost into quantity. So this will be the answer if I use the sum. Assume I am going to use the same data. There is one more DAX available called as, you should not use the sum, you should not use that function. You should use a word called as DAX. There is another function, another DAX called as sum X. What this sum X will do is, first it will multiply each and every row. First it will multiply. So it will multiply each and every row. Then it will find out the total of it. You can tell me I will sum it and multiply it. Multiply and sum it, both will give you the same output. No, it will give a different output here. It says 700. Tell me which is correct. Sum or sum X? Yes. In Excel, we have a function available sum. Equivalent to sum X, I don't know whether you know it. We have a function in Excel. Very good. There is a function called as sum product in Excel. Equivalent to sum product in Power BI is sum X. Let us try the sum product in Excel and check sum product. Sorry. Sum product. Select the quantity, comma, select the cost. You should get the answer as 700. So this is correct. So what you said is correct. We have to use Clear? Let us do this. Power BI. Go to the home tab. First time we are going to use the formula and function. In basics, we never used any formulas and functions. First time we are going to use the DAX and formula and function. Any question, query, stop me, ask me. I will repeat it any number of times. And your cursor can be anywhere. It's not required your cursor should be in the invoice trans table. You can place the cursor anywhere and you can create your measure. Later we can change the position also. That I will explain. Let us go to the home tab. Let us go to the new measure. Go to home tab and click on new measure. Go to home tab and click on that new measure. For the first time, a formula bar is appearing here. Yes, you can see a formula bar is appearing. Unfortunately, in my system, this measure was created under the customer info table. No problem. Later we'll change the position and I will rename that measure name. I don't like this measure one. Let us give a name called as total revenue. Don't give the same name which you have already given it for some other column. Try to give the some name which is not available in your column names. Try to give a different name. So I am giving a name called as total revenue. Equal to total revenue is equal to, what is the name of that function? Sum x bracket open, sum x bracket open. What is the syntax for that sum x function? First it's asking sum x open bracket table. From which table you want to get that columns? From which table that column is available? Invoice trans. Just type the table name INV. Yes, it's available here. Select that invoice trans. That's my table name because that's the data is available in the table invoice trans, comma. What is the expression? What do you want to do? From this table, what do you want to do? I want to multiply the quantity and that invoice cost. Just do it. Quantity, QTY. But quantity will be displayed with the prefix of your table name. Yes, it will be the prefix because the quantity may be in invoice, quantity may be in sales, quantity may be in purchase. So which quantity you have to take? You have to select no other go. You have to select it along with the table name. It will be displayed along with the table name. You have to select it. Invoice and QTY. When you type QTY, it automatically displays here. Into, multiply it with what? Invoice cost. With prefix with the table name. Close bracket. That's it. Space tab, click. I am not pressing enter, I am waiting for others to complete. If you have completed, then I can press enter, then we can go to the next process. Done? Everyone? Any challenges? Can I press enter now? Yes. I am going to press an enter. Yes. Let us insert a card and put the same total revenue into that and check whether this revenue and this total revenue is giving the same output. If it is giving same output, I recommend this measure is correct. Let us try that. I will put a card, same card. Let us go to this visual. I'll click on the card. If the card is not, it should be there. If it is not there, go to 3 dot and go to restore default visual. We already did it. So it should be there. If it is not there, then restore the default visual again. So place the cursor on some empty area. Click this card 1, 2, 3 and bring the total revenue to the field area. 506.44 millions. You know how to convert this back to an exact value. Just now we did it. Format, call out value, display units, none. You can see perfectly both are giving the same output. So this is the best one. Instead of creating a separate column, creating a measure with the tags is the best one. Both are giving the same output. Why I prefer measure and tags instead of creating a column? That concept. Why I am not preferring the extra column here instead of extra column? Why we created the measure? You can see the measure is physically not available. Let us go to the table. I'll go to this and I'm going to the customer info. There is no column. You can see there is a total revenue measure available, but there is no column available here. It doesn't increase your file size. It doesn't disturb your system speed also. Virtually, it has created a column. And this total revenue, you can use it in hundreds of visuals. It doesn't disturb your system speed. That's the advantage of using measure. But unfortunately, in my system, that measure was created under the customer info. Can I move this measure to this invoice trans table? Yes, we can move it. That we'll see it in the next part. I will explain that. Done? So I recommend to go with the measure and the DAX instead of using a manual column. So let me delete this old one that I don't recommend it. Delete it. I don't want it. I will delete that. Second thing, what I want to do is, yes, I don't want this extra column, which I don't want. Just to check whether my data, my DAX is working perfectly, I did this. Just to check what is the advantage of the DAX and measure, I did this. So I don't want this now. How can I delete this now? You can go to Power Query and delete it, or you can delete it here also. There is 3 dot next to that column. Don't delete the measure. How do I know that this is a measure or a column? Before the measure, you can see there is a calculator symbol. This means this is a measure. If you are getting a sigma symbol, that means it's a normal column. So I don't like this normal column. First I deleted the card. Then I go to the column revenue. Click on the 3 dot. Delete from the model. Anyway, it will throw some message here. Do you want it? Are you sure to delete? Of course, I want to delete it. Yes. So it has got deleted. Okay. We'll create another 2 or 3 measures before the break. 1 or 2 at least. Now this measure is now residing under the table called as customer info. Yes, it can reside anywhere, but I want this to come to the table called as invoice trend, so that it's easy for me to understand that invoice cost into quantity is my total revenue. I want it here into my invoice trans table. Will it make any difference on the total? Never. Let us click on this measure. Click on, you have to click. Don't drag and drop, click. If you click on the top, you should get something called as measure tools. If you are not getting that measure tool, that means you didn't select the column. You didn't select the measure. Select the measure. On the top, you should get measure tools. Then, home table. In which table this measure is residing? Now it's residing under the table called as customer info. I don't want it. I want to move it to invoice trans. So go to the drop down here, invoice trans. Click on invoice trans. Now you can see the total revenue has moved to the invoice trans table. No difference. It's giving the same output. Instead of the customer info, it has moved here. That's it. Okay. We'll create one more measure. Right. Now, I want to create another measure, at least this. For total revenue, I told you there are 2 or 3 options. One is you can go to Excel, create a formula in Excel, or go to Power Query and create a formula in Power Query. But now, what I want to do is, let us go to the table called as Product Master. In the table called as Product Master, I have the category name, product ID, product name, reorder level, unit cost. Let me check the table also. I'll go to this table view and I select the Product Master table. For every product, there are some products, air filter, oil filter, fuel pump, there are some products. For every product, they had fixed some unit cost. They have fixed some unit cost. For the product number filter, they have fixed the cost as 4,500. Per number, they have fixed it as 4,500. But while making an invoice, so let us go to the invoice trans. While making an invoice, there is invoice trans. While making an invoice, you can see here for the same product P001, for the invoice number 2106, they have given the cost as 5085. Originally in product table, the cost is different. While making an invoice, for some customer, I would have increased the cost and sold it. For some customer, I would have given a discount. I would have decreased the cost. Invoice wise, it is changing here. So this is my planned cost, but this is my actual cost. So now what are we going to do is, now the challenge is, I want to multiply this quantity which is available in the invoice trans table, and I want to multiply with the unit cost which is available in the product master table. So in invoice trans table, we have quantity. In product master table, we have unit cost. I want to multiply this, which is, I can say manually, I will use a single word, impossible. Because as I told, the same product may be varying from invoice to invoice. One invoice I would have given a different cost. Another invoice I would have given a different cost, increased or decreased. Same customer I would have given a different cost. So based on the condition, I would have given a different cost. Now I want to multiply it, which I told literally, manually, impossible. Excel you can try, it's impossible. Power Query you can try, impossible. But in Power BI, we are going to do this. So let us multiply 2 different columns from 2 different tables. Last session, 2 different columns in same table. That's very simple. Now 2 different columns from 2 different. That is my target revenue. We had some target revenue. This is my total revenue. We are going to compare the actual versus plan now. So we are going to create another new measure. Let us do that. Home tab again. New measure again. Go to the home tab. New measure. And once again I placed the cursor. My measure is created under the customer info. Okay. Let her move it or place the cursor in invoice trans and create it. So straight away it will be created here. Maybe the next measure I will try. Now unknowingly I placed it in customer info. It was created here. No problem. Later I will move it. Later we will create another measure also. So this measure name is target revenue equal to sum x. Same sum x. Open the bracket. Sum x, bracket open. What is the table name? Once again, the table name is invoice trans. Select the invoice and you can use the tab key, space bar, mouse click. Invoice trans. Comma. What is my expression? Quantity. But here is a challenge. Here is a real challenge. Multiply with what? Last session we had that invoice trans and quantity, invoice cost and quantity in the same table. So very easily we typed that column name and we have multiplied it. But now multiply with the column called as unit cost, which is in some other table. So let me type and bring that unit cost UI. No, I'm not able to get it here. But all the 9 tables are directly, indirectly related. correct? Here we have checked that in the relationship, all the tables are connected or related here. So what you do is simple, multiply, just use one more DAX called as related. Just type related. So here it will show you all the columns available in different tables which is connected, related to the table. Directly, indirectly it is related also, no problem. All the column names available here will be displayed here. All the 8 other tables will be displayed here. So here you can find that unit cost, UI, yes, it's available now. This is the power of this DAX. Unit cost. But my brackets are in red. Red means there is a error in it. Why? Why there is a error in the formula? Why it's showing a red for my two brackets? Close, you have to close. One bracket, still there is a error. One more bracket. Two bracket has to be closed because one bracket is for sum x, second bracket is for related. Press enter to accept and insert a card and display it. You try that. Insert a card and display it and tell me whether my total revenue is more than the target revenue or lesser than the target revenue. You have to tell me that. Try this. Press enter and insert a card and display the target revenue inside the card. Yes, sir. How much? 47 crores. No, exact value. No, exact value. 47 crores. So approximately we have 3 crores more profit. $75 lakhs. Yes. Got it. 47 crores.
75, 95,
Superb. Let me try this. Enter. What I can do, you can copy and paste the card and bring our maybe after the lunch break we'll see this new card with Thunderbolt, new card that is more powerful than this. We'll see what is the advantage. First we'll learn this, then we'll see that new card. So let me insert a card now. If the card is not available, no problem. I can take a copy of this card. Control C, Control V. And instead of the total revenue, bring the target revenue here. Yes, that's all. How can I put the comma separator and rupee symbol? You know it. Format. Then general. Call out values for displaying the unit. That's already I copied and pasted, so it changed. But general, we have to do it manually. General, data format, the total revenue, maybe in currency format or a general or a whole number, whatever you want. So let me put a whole number and let me put a comma separate, 1000 separators. 47 crores, 75 lakhs, 95,500. That's my target. You know how to bring this target revenue, or you can have a separate table and bring all the measure into a separate table also. That I will explain in our upcoming session. Now let me select the target revenue and how can I bring it to this product, how can I bring this to the invoice trans table now? Selected the target revenue there. Measure tools, home table, then put it into invoice trans. Now, what I want you all to try, I want you to try this. Create a measure. Create a measure. The measure name can be profit margin is equal to total revenue minus target revenue, and display it in a card. I want you to do this. 2 or 3 minutes, try. If you are not able to get it, I will help you. But please try. Create a measure. The measure name is profit margin. The formula is total revenue minus target revenue. Then insert a card and display it. And tell me what is the profit margin, positive or negative, and what is the value. $28.9 millions. Exact value 2 crores 89.
88 lakhs 91,346.5.
Positive. Positive or negative? Positive. See some new visuals also. Yes. Most of you has done this. Let me try. I think literally I have given the answer here so that very easily you can do it. Let us place before that what I will do is place the cursor in the invoice trans itself. Later it's creating a customer info. Later I'm moving it again every time. So better to place the cursor in invoice trans itself so that I will create a measure so that measure will be displayed here itself. So go to home tab, new measure. What is the name of the measure? Let us give some name. Let us put it as profit margin. That's my name of the measure. And what is the formula? It's very simple. Already we have created a measure for total revenue. Already we have created a measure for target revenue. Just use that measure here. So TOT, total revenue, minus target revenue. Sorry. That's all. So because already there is a measure available for total revenue. Already there is a measure for target revenue. Just to subtract it. Enter. So now you can see this measure was straight away created under the table called as invoice trans. No need for creating and moving it later. So I created under the invoice trans itself. Let us insert a card now. Card. We will realign it later. Now let us put this measure profit margin into that card. 28.85 millions. Format. Call out value. Display units. None. 2 crore 88 lakhs 46,504.50 is my profit margin. Okay. Right. Now, let us place the cursor on some empty area. In latest version, there are so many slicers available. Thunderbolt slicer, text slicer. Let us use this default slicer in my system below the build visual, row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth row, 1, 2, 3. It may vary from system to system based on the visual you are using. I don't know. It may not be on the same order. It may be in the 4th row. It may be on the 6th row also. So you have to find a visual called as slicer. Go to the build visual. Below the build visual, there is a slicer. There is various other slicers available here. There are some slicer with a thunderbolt. These are all the slicers which we will use it in our near future. Next session we will try to use it. Let us start with the basic slicer here. I click on the slicer. I clicked on the slicer. in this slicer, I want to display, maybe let us take this product category. In product category, we have some categories of products, category ID, and examples purpose. So let us bring the category name into the field area. So I'm bringing the category name into the field area. So you are getting braking system, electrical, electronics, engine and fuel, suspension, body components and transmission and drivetrain. So increase or decrease the height and weight, very simple. I want to know what is the total, this is the overall total revenue for the company. So I want to know what is the revenue or what is the total revenue, target revenue for transmission and drivetrain. Just make a click on it. So this is the total revenue for the transmission and target revenue and the profit margin for the transmission, suspension, engine and fuel, electrical and electronics, braking system. I think braking system is negative loss. All the others are in profit. So based on my category selection, it's saying whether it's a profit or a loss. What is the total revenue? What is the target revenue? What is the profit margin? We'll do one small conditional formatting. We'll see other visuals also. One by one, gradually, we'll see the next visuals. Okay? Done? Any challenges? Before the break, let us do a small conditional formatting. For example, let us take the profit margin. If it is a profit, if my profit margin is more than 0, that means if it is a positive, I want to give a green. So that means we are in profit. If it is a negative, loss, I want to put a red for it. I want to put a red. Maybe we'll put the gauge and we'll put the waterfall and other things in the next session. First, let us do a small conditional formatting. Select this card. Select the card. Go to format your visual. Select the card. Go to format your visual. Which color you want to change? Whether you want to change the font color or you want to change the background color. You decide. If you want to change the font color, go to visual, call out value. Whenever you see the FX next to the color, if you are seeing the FX next to the color, that means you can apply a conditional formatting here. You should find the FX next to the color. So this is, you can see font color. Below the font, you can see the color. So this is, you can change this font color here, conditional formatting. Or I want to change the background color means, then go to the second one, general. Under general, FX, EFFECTS, FX, background. There is FX below the background color. So this is for changing the background color. Whichever you want, you decide. Whether you want to give the background color for it or you want to give the font color for it. Your wish. I will go with the font color. Or you can do both also. Your wish. I will go with the font color. Select the card. Go to visual. Call out value. Color. FX. FX. FX means conditional formatting. Click on FX. And it is saying gradient. I think gradient will be very useful when you are using the charts and maps. Now I am not going to use gradient. I am going to use rules. Rules. Not gradient, rules. Gradient we'll see it in our next session. Rules. Profit margin. Yes, it's based on the profit margin. Or if you want to based on the some other, based on the total revenue, based on the target revenue also you can select it. But I am going to do it based on the profit margin. What is the condition? Minimum to 0. Yes. Minimum to 0. Minimum means it can be anything. 1 lakh, minus 1 lakh, minus 2 lakhs, anything. Minimum to 0 is red. I'll put a color for it. Red color. From the minimum to 0, it should be red. That is minimum till 0, until 0. Negative until 0 is red. rules. New rules. Here, the next condition is not minimum. From zero. From zero. To what? I don't know. It can be anything. It can be million, billion, trillions. So what we'll do is remove that. If you want to fix it, something, for example, until 1 lakh, until 1 crore, it should be green. Or I want my system to fix it. So delete that zero. It automatically takes as maximum. Delete that zero. Just select that zero and delete it. Minimum till zero is red. Zero till max. Max means the highest, the top should be any color. Unfortunately, the green is not there. Let us go to more colors. And let me select that green. I think you know all the colors are all mixture of RGB, red, green, blue. So let me select some green color here. And click somewhere else outside. So minimum to zero is red, zero to max is green. Okay. Yes, it's default green because it's profit. Let me try. I select the transmission and drivetrain. Green. Suspension and body components green. Engine and fuel is green. Electrical electronics is green. Whereas the braking system is red because it's negative loss. So wherever we have negatives, you will get a red. Wherever it's positive, you will get a green. Select this card. Go to format your visual. Call out value. FX. Now the color has gone. You have FX and you have the eraser symbol. Eraser symbol is for removing the conditional formatting. FX is for modifying the conditional formatting. This is my condition. Rules. Here go. It's on the gate. Specific vehicle was arranged for us, which will go to the bus plant and take for us. Okay. So as of now, I think we have seen only 2 visuals, maybe 3. Picture visual, maybe the card, maybe the slicer. So still there are so many other visuals available. And we have new cards, we have new slicers. That are all the things which we are going to explore. Okay. Clear until this? So shall we go for a lunch break? I save this file. Afternoon we are going to see. I think we are lagging behind. We have to cope up. We have to cover so many concepts. Afternoon session is a little bit shorter. So we'll try to cover as much as possible with all your cooperation. So try to come as soon as possible. So if you use the same vehicle, we can come as soon as possible. I'll stop the video recording.